It's Monday, the 1st of July, which officially marks the second half of 2024. You're watching Primetime News. Many thanks for joining me for this week's first edition. I'm Michael Madimba. In the lead tonight, Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah says Namibia is in a better friendly environment in terms of leadership and women, noting, however, much is needed to manage the understanding of respect in society for both men and women. Now, Nandi-Ndaitwah expressed these sentiments at the start of the third annual Nala Feminist Collection, or NalaFem Summit, which was hosted at the Windhoek Country Club. Our producer Sylvia Hashandali tracked the summit and filed our opening report.
Nandi-Ndaitwah said during the summit that women's participation in leadership has been developing. However, those taking up leadership positions received very limited support from society.
When we say women's right to lead, we have to understand leadership is to lead wherever you are. And really, it's time for women to lead. Hence, a summit like this one. And truly, women are ready, and the world is ready for women leaders.
She further said many countries are adopting gender-friendly laws in the contemporary global political setup, but not completely, as women still have to increase their efforts to be recognized beyond their gender.
When you do something which maybe the society feel could not be done, they will not put it on Netumbo, but they would rather say, you see now women what they are doing. So that's why I say we still have a long way to go, but we are in a better, friendly environment. We just have to find a way how we can manage it so that we can see that there is a clear understanding within the society to respect the role of both men and women in our development.
Sylvia Hashandali reporting for Primetime News.
We still stay at top events at the NalaFem Summit. Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, says digitalization holds an incredible promise to transform people's lives and is key to unlocking opportunities for women. Mohammed expressed the importance of closing the digital gender divide between both men and women. She said this during the third annual NalaFem Summit held in Windhoek. Let's take a listen.
Since we first gathered at the Generation Equality Forum in 2021, this summit has grown into a powerful movement for progress, bringing together visionaries and advocates dedicated to advancing rights and opportunities for every woman and girl. Today, your discussions focus on intergenerational accountability, the rights of women and girls, ensuring women's safety in political spheres, and advocating for economic empowerment. Digital technology is a common thread across all of these issues. Digitalization holds incredible promise to transform people's lives. They are key to unlocking opportunities for women across all aspects of life, from education and entrepreneurship to politics and civil life. With mobile cellular coverage now reaching 88% of Africans, we have a powerful tool to create a new future for women and girls. But this future means first tackling existing inequalities and threats. The digital gender divide remains a stark reality. Today, only 32% of women and girls in Africa have access to the internet. For those who are connected, the digital world can often be a hostile environment. Approximately 73% of women have faced online violence, while women in leadership roles continue to face significant online threats. The message is clear. Closing the digital divide means ensuring that women and girls have access to the internet and technology, as well as stronger cybersecurity measures and safer digital environments.
Switching attention to developments in water supply. Minister of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Carl Schleitwein, says the Oangwena 2 aquifer can supply significant amounts of water to areas in the northern part of Namibia. Schleitwein made the remarks during the groundbreaking for the Oangwena 2 well-filled water supply schemes on Saturday, saying the government through NamWater initiated the Oangwena 2 well-filled project.
The study has indeed established that the aquifer can sustainably yield significant quantities of fresh water. And hence, today marks the beginning of the construction phase of different components of a bulk water supply system. The feasibility study established that it is safe to, in the long term, abstract significant quantities of water, and that justifies the construction of a large bulk water supply system. The second stage brings this project's design to life through the execution of a project plan, coordinating with various teams and ensuring the final product meets the specifications. As we have heard, the Oshakati purification plant and, in fact, the Kunene River has been the only source from which we were supplying bulk potable water to several schemes in the central northern water supply area, including Inanna. And we have now realized that this single source approach, where all the water supply in the northern regions are depending on one source and the infrastructure linked to that one source, is not anymore able to satisfy the growing demand for water in these four regions.
Switching attention to the political landscape and neighboring South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa announced his new government on Sunday, with the opposition receiving 12 out of 32 portfolios, following tough coalition negotiations after the ruling ANC lost its outright parliamentary majority.
The African National Congress, which has governed the country since the advent of democracy in 1994, retained 20 out of 32 cabinet positions, including key ministries such as Foreign Affairs, Finance, Defense, Justice, and Police.
The following appointments to the executive will therefore be made. The Deputy President is Paul Mashatile. The Minister of Agriculture is John Steenhuisen.
The largest coalition partner, the Democratic Alliance, DA, will hold 6 portfolios, including Home Affairs, Environment, and Public Works. The DA's leader, John Steenhuisen, 48, was appointed Minister of Agriculture.
When the DA said we would rescue South Africa from the doomsday scenario, we meant it. And with yesterday's formation of the new cabinet, DA voters can rest assured that we have kept our word and delivered on both elements of our strategic objective. With the cabinet now in place, the DA is ready to get to work on what matters most, serving the people of South Africa.
The Zulu nationalist Inkatha Freedom Party and other smaller parties scored 6 in total, including land reform, correctional services, sports, tourism, and public service.
Stay tuned for your top roundup with the business segment thereafter. The Primetime Biz segment brings to the fore business and economic updates shaping the local and domestic fronts. The Ministry of Mines and Energy has announced a decrease on fuel prices for the month of July, effective midnight on Wednesday. In a statement released earlier today, the ministry revealed 95 unleaded petrol price will decrease by 80 cents per litre, while diesel 50 parts per million will decrease by 60 cents per litre, whilst diesel 10 parts per million will decrease by 70 cents per litre.
The price of petrol in Walvis Bay will thus be 22 Namibian dollars and 20 cents per litre, diesel 50 parts per million, and 21 Namibian dollars and 57 cents per litre, and diesel 10 parts per million, 21 Namibian dollars and 67 cents per litre. Fuel prices in the rest of the country will be adjusted accordingly. The change in prices was due to an over-recovery of 120.86 cents per litre on petrol and over-recoveries of 96.40 cents on diesel, 50 parts per million and 111.90 cents per litre on diesel, 10 parts per million. The ministry noted that for Namibia, as an oil importing country, there is a pressing need to align fuel prices with market dynamics to ensure an efficient security of supply. The report added, as such analysis of the petroleum activities returns, which assesses returns on investments, indicates that increasing the industry margin by 23 cents to 189 cents per litre is necessary. In addition, the ministry has also resolved to have the dealer's margin for service station operators increase by 9 cents per litre to 192 cents per litre and to increase road rates by 15%, which is essential for facilitating the distribution of fuel to various parts of the country. The statement said the current decline in global oil prices presents an opportunity for this respite to be passed on to the consumers. Reporting from Primetime News, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa.
On to the fisheries sector. Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources Sylvia Mahoney has encouraged Namibians to acquaint themselves with aquaculture and create businesses that will ensure the betterment of their livelihoods. Now, she made those remarks earlier today during an update on the nation's progress on aquaculture activities at the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology's Government Information Center.
To date, the ministry supports around 190 small-scale fish farmers countrywide. Aspiring fish farmers can visit any of our regional offices, and our staff members will be available to provide all necessary information. In addition, the staff members will assess the site where you intend to put your fish ponds, test the quality of the water you intend to use, and provide you with the fingerlings of fish species you aim to farm with at a small cost of 20 cents per tilapia and 30 cents for catfish fingerlings. The ministry will monitor your progress and also assist fish farmers during the harvesting period. All these free of charge. The ministry also facilitates aquaculture development through issuing of aquaculture licenses, import or export permits for live aquatic organisms or aquaculture products in both local and international markets.
This is what we had for tonight's top segment. We now consult the weather oracle on tomorrow's countrywide conditions, followed by a roundup of the latest economic news as well as the Sport Planet segment. Welcome to Sport Planet. The high-octane world of Formula One headlines the segment. McLaren believe Formula One's failure to clamp down on Max Verstappen's driving in his 2021 title battle against Lewis Hamilton paved the way for the Red Bull's drivers' collision with Lando Norris in Sunday's Austrian Grand Prix. Now, the 24-year-old Norris described Verstappen's defensive moves and the duel for the lead as dangerous prior to the explosive coming together with just 7 laps remaining. Norris, who has emerged as Verstappen's closest title rival, was forced to retire with damage, while Verstappen, despite being penalized 10 seconds by other stewards, recovered to finish 5th, extending his championship lead over his rival from 71 points to 81. Now, Norris subsequently called Verstappen stupid, desperate and reckless. Hamilton and Verstappen collided on multiple occasions during the iconic championship duel, and speaking after Sunday's race, McLaren team principal Andrea Stella said, "We don't want to see another 2021. On to the English Premier League. Japan midfielder Daichi Kamada has joined Crystal Palace from Lazio, the English Premier League club announced earlier today. The 2-year deal, which is subject to international clearance, has been agreed following the end of Kamada's contract with the Serie A side. It also sees Kamada reunited with Oliver Glasner after the 27-year-old played under the Palace manager at Eintracht Frankfurt, where Kamada scored 40 goals in 179 appearances. "I'm excited to be joining Crystal Palace and to be working with Oliver, who is a coach I know well, again," Kamada told the London's club website. Stay tuned for your sports roundup. This concludes the Monday edition. Many thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow it is. Remember to stay updated with latest developments within and beyond our borders. Do follow the on-screen prompts. From myself, Michael Madimba, and my production crew, it's good night.